Have you ever wondered how the once small kingdom of Magadha grew into a formidable empire in ancient India? Our journey begins in the fertile plains of the Ganges, where Magadha once lay. Situated between the mighty Ganges Son and the Champa rivers, Magadha was blessed with abundant natural resources and fertile land, ideal for agriculture. This geographical advantage played a pivotal role in its rise, providing the kingdom with rich harvests that fueled its growing population and economy. But Magadha's ascension wasn't solely due to its geographical location. It was also a product of the ambitious vision and political acumen of its early rulers, particularly Bimbisara and Ajatashatru. Bimbisara, the first notable king of Magadha, was a master of diplomacy and alliance building. His strategic marriages to princesses from Kosala and Vaishali expanded Magadha's influence and secured peace on multiple fronts. But Bimbisara was not just a diplomatic king, he was also a great patron of Buddhism, which added a new dimension to his rule. His son, Ajatashatru, inherited his father's throne and ambition. Ajatashatru, however, had a different approach. He believed in the power of military might. He fortified the capital city, Pataliputra, and expanded his kingdom through a series of conquests. Ajatashatru's reign marked the beginning of Magadha's transformation into an imperial power. Yet, it wasn't just their military and diplomatic strategies that set the stage for Magadha's rise. Both Bimbisara and Ajatashatru were far-sighted rulers. They recognized the importance of infrastructure and invested in irrigation projects and road networks, connecting different parts of the kingdom and facilitating trade. So, the rise of Magadha was a combination of geographical advantages, strategic alliances, military conquests, and infrastructural development. It was a testament to the vision of its rulers who transformed a small kingdom into a powerful empire. Thus, Magadha, through its strategic location and shrewd rulers, set the stage for an empire. Now, let's delve deeper into the reigns of Bimbisara and Ajatashatru, the architects of Magadha's rise. King Bimbisara, a visionary, was instrumental in shaping Magadha's destiny. Ascending to the throne at a young age, he quickly grasped the importance of strategic alliances. His policy of matrimonial alliances was a masterstroke that fortified Magadha's position among its contemporaries. He married princesses from Kosala and Lichavi clan, thereby establishing cordial relations and ensuring the security of his kingdom. However, Bimbisara's acumen was not limited to diplomacy. He embarked on a policy of territorial expansion, annexing Anga in the east to extend Magadha's boundaries. His reign marked a period of peace and prosperity, with a focus on agriculture and trade. After Bimbisara, the baton of leadership passed to his son, Ajatashatru. He too was a chip off the old block, continuing his father's policies and expanding the empire further. Yet, Ajatashatru's methods were not always peaceful. He was known to employ warfare to achieve his goals. His most notable conquest was the capture of the Republic of Vaji, which was achieved through a combination of war and diplomacy. Ajatashatru's reign, though marked by initial conflict, brought significant advancements to the empire. He introduced measures that boosted the economy, such as improved roads and irrigation systems. He also provided impetus to the growth of cities like Rajagriha and Pataliputra, which would later become major power centers in the region. In the realm of spirituality, Ajatashatru's reign was a golden age. It was during his time that Gautama Buddha and Mahavira, the founders of Buddhism and Jainism respectively, were active, resulting in a unique confluence of political and spiritual power. The reigns of Bimbisara and Ajatashatru were significant not just for the expansion they achieved, but for the foundation they laid. Their policies and strategies set the stage for the empire's future growth and success. The groundwork laid by Bimbisara and Ajatashatru paved the way for the rise of the Haryanka dynasty. As the Haryanka dynasty fell, the Shishunaga dynasty took the reins of the Magadha Empire. The Haryanka dynasty, which ruled from the 6th to the 5th century BCE was a period marked by substantial reform and growth. Bimbisara and Ajatashatru, two of the most noteworthy rulers from this dynasty, enacted administrative changes that would lay the groundwork for the empire's future expansion. Bimbisara, a forward-thinking ruler, established diplomatic ties with many neighboring kingdoms, thereby strengthening the empire's position. He also introduced significant administrative reforms, dividing the empire into several provinces, each under the control of a governor. His son, Ajatashatru, continued his father's policies, further expanding the empire through both alliances and conquests. But as all things must come to an end, so did the reign of the Haryanka dynasty. It was in the ashes of this dynasty that the Shishunaga dynasty rose, taking over the reins of the Magadha Empire in the 5th century BCE. The Shishunaga dynasty, while shorter in duration than the Haryanka dynasty, was no less significant. This dynasty is known for its territorial expansion, which brought much of the Indian subcontinent under its control. The Shishunagas also made significant cultural contributions. They were patrons of learning and the arts, and it was during their reign that the first Buddhist councils were held. These councils played a crucial role in the development of Buddhist literature and doctrine. With a pragmatic approach to administration, the Shishunaga rulers made significant modifications in the provincial administration. They divided the empire into smaller units, which were easier to govern and control. This decentralization of power was a key factor in maintaining the stability and prosperity of the empire. In the end, the Shishunaga dynasty, like the Haryanka before it, eventually fell. But the legacy that these dynasties left behind would shape the future of the Magadha Empire and the Indian subcontinent as a whole. The Shishunaga dynasty, while short-lived, left an indelible mark on the history of Magadha. The demise of the Shishunaga dynasty gave rise to the Nanda dynasty, marking a new era in the history of Magadha. This new chapter began with Nanda, who ascended the throne in the 4th century BCE. Often referred to as the destroyer of all Kshatriyas, Nanda was a powerful ruler whose conquests expanded the frontiers of Magadha, establishing a vast empire that stretched from the Brahmaputra River in the east to the Punjab in the west. Leveraging their military prowess was key to the Nandas' rise. They amassed an army of unprecedented size, rumored to have included 200,000 infantry, 20,000 cavalry, 2,000 war chariots, and 3,000 war elephants. Such overwhelming forces not only facilitated territorial expansion, but also ensured internal stability and deterred potential invasions. But the Nandas' rule was not merely defined by military conquests. They also introduced significant administrative reforms. Inspired by the efficient systems of the Achaemenid Empire in Persia, they divided their vast territory into provinces for better governance. Each province was further divided into districts, which were then subdivided into towns and villages. This hierarchical structure of administration was a landmark in the evolution of Indian polity and set the stage for future dynasties. Economically, the Nanda dynasty ushered in a period of unprecedented prosperity. They standardized weights and measures, improved irrigation for agriculture, and promoted trade and commerce. This economic boom was reflected in the wealth of the royal treasury, which reputedly held an unimaginable amount of gold and precious stones. After Nanda's death, his sons continued his legacy, further solidifying the dynasty's dominance. However, despite their power and prosperity, the Nandas were unpopular among the Brahmins due to their low-caste origins, a factor that ultimately contributed to their downfall. Under the Nanda dynasty, Magadha reached the zenith of its power and prosperity. The story of the Nandas is a testament to the dynamic and ever-changing course of history, where power, prosperity, and downfall are interwoven in the grand tapestry of time. The rise of Magadhan Imperialism, from its humble beginnings to the grandeur of the Nanda dynasty, is a tale of strategic politics, military might, and cultural evolution. We've journeyed through a world of ancient politics where the Magadhan Empire, starting from its modest roots, strategically positioned itself as a powerful entity in the Indian subcontinent. The reigns of Bimbisara and Ajatashatru were instrumental in carving the path of this rise. With their shrewd political strategies and military maneuvers, their reigns marked the dawn of Magadhan imperialism. As we moved forward, we delved into the significant contributions of the Haryanka and Shishunaga dynasties. The Haryanka dynasty, with its robust administrative structure and innovative governance, laid the groundwork for the future success of the empire. The Shishunaga dynasty, on the other hand, heralded a new era of cultural evolution, making significant strides in literature, philosophy, and the arts. Then we witnessed the peak of Magadhan imperialism under the Nanda dynasty. The Nandas, known for their military prowess and vast wealth, took the Magadhan Empire to unprecedented heights. Their rule was characterized by expansive territorial conquests and immense prosperity, marking the zenith of the empire's power and influence. Throughout this journey, we've seen how the rise of Magadhan imperialism was a complex interplay of strategic politics, military might, and cultural evolution. The story of Magadha is not just about the rise of an empire, but also about the development of a civilization, its values, and its aspirations. As we conclude, it's important to remember that history is not just about the past, but about understanding our present and shaping our future. The rise of Magadhan imperialism serves as a reminder of human resilience, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of progress. The rise of Magadhan imperialism is not just a story of kings and wars, but a narrative of a civilization's journey towards progress and prosperity.